Hello, what is going on? Week 3 of the NFL. More football this week. You guys know what that means. We have a recap video coming. And, right now I'm just covering the Thursday and Sunday games because tonight we have a doubleheader, and it's honestly a really exciting doubleheader. Can't wait for the games tonight. But for now, we're just going to cover the games we've been given. So let's get into it. So starting off with the first game of the week, the Thursday night game, here we have the Giants and the San Francisco 49ers game. This was a pretty predictable game. I don't think anyone really thought it was going to go any different. Christian McCaffrey and the 49ers win their 13th straight in the regular season. They beat the Giants by 18 points. The New York Giants kept dialing up blitzes, and the San Francisco 49ers just got the ball into their playmakers' hands. A lot of great offensive players that were kind of a factor in the win here. We had Fred Warner, amazing defensive player, helping his defense out as well. This is just a team that can fire on all cylinders. They know how to do everything. They're good at everything. They have guys that can perform on every side of the ball. As we get Danny Dimes, not a great performance, 22 for 32. Yeah, that looks great, but he threw a pick. And he's going against a Brock Purdy that's having a fantastic rookie campaign still. I mean, this still is kind of considered his rookie campaign. He hasn't played a full season worth of games, I wouldn't say. I mean, the dude threw 25 for 37, 310 yards, 2 touchdowns. Matt Breida had a rushing touchdown in place of Saquon Barkley. You have Christian McCaffrey with a rushing touchdown in that game. Darius Slayton had 3 catches for 32 yards. And Deebo Samuel, my boy on the fantasy squad, 6 catches for 129 yards and a touchdown. He played incredible. Let's go. Getting into my Packers, baby, let's go. I don't care how we won this game. A win is a win. I'm happy for us, man. 2-1, good start to the season under the new Jordan Love, running the squad. Jordan Love rallies the Packers to a 1-point victory after the Saints lose Derek Carr with shoulder injury. Derek Carr's had a really unfortunate career, honestly. Jordan Love celebrated his first career start at Lambeau Field by producing the type of comeback his 4-time MVP predecessor orchestrated so often. Romeo Doubs, you see in the picture, incredible catch. Jordan Love really taking control. Obviously, Derek Carr, unfortunate injury, prayers up to him. Rashid Shaheed with an amazing return touchdown. Jimmy Graham with a fake Lambeau leap. Gotta love it. I mean, he used to be a member of the Green Bay Packers himself, so he had to pay some homage there. Derek Carr played for a little bit. 13 for 18 and a touchdown. For his snaps, he played pretty solid to that game. Jordan Love, 22 for 44, 259 yards and a touchdown. He did throw a pick, but Derek Carr getting hurt is really what lost them the game. Jordan Love also had a rushing touchdown, so he was doing a little bit of everything. You get Chris Olave, who's probably a top 10 receiver in the league, getting 8 catches for 104. And my boy Romeo Doubs having a fantastic season so far, 5 catches for 73 yards and a touchdown. When we get in the red zone, expect him to get the ball. He mosses people. He's pretty fantastic, so yeah. Here we go, Colts and Ravens. Honestly, this game was a shit show. I don't know. Matt Gay kicks 4 field goals over 50 yards, including the overtime winner, as the Colts beat the Ravens by 3. It's not often the kicker manages to upstage Justin Tucker. Usually, without a doubt, Justin Tucker's the best kicker in the league. But Matt Gay is the MVP for this game. This man put up, 4 field goals? It might have been a good 5 field goals. I think it was 5 field goals. He won them the game. I think he put up 16 points he put up 16 to, maybe it was 20 points in fantasy because he hit a game winner. But yeah, he was killing it. Gardner Minshew, the safety, oh man, that was something, wasn't it? Justin Tucker as well. This was just the battle of the kickers, wasn't it? Pretty solid games for both Lamar Jackson and Zach Moss. Those guys played pretty good. Gardner Minshew, 27 for 44 with a touchdown, while Lamar Jackson threw 22 for 31. It was really Lamar Jackson running the ball for the Ravens that even kept them in this game. The dude had 14 carries for 101 yards and 2 touchdowns. I don't really need to say that much more. This game wasn't anything spectacular. Let's move on. Moving on to the Titans and Browns. This was a pretty horrible game, obviously. The Titans just didn't have any fight. Myles Garrett and the Cleveland's defense absolutely destroyed the Titans in this one. Deshaun Watson has 2 touchdown passes and the Browns' 24-point victory. Nick Chubb's season-ending injury didn't crush the Cleveland Browns. They used it as motivation. They came out here and played a fantastic football game. Jerome Ford pretty solid replacement for Nick Chubb, if I do say so myself. I don't know why they called Amari Cooper out on that one catch, which was clearly in bounds. Amari Cooper, though, he was killing it today, or yesterday. He played amazing. Deshaun Watson was probably one of the worst passes in NFL history. Yeah, man, Jerome Ford. He's a solid option. I feel like he could be really good for a long time for this team without Nick Chubb on the squad. But Ryan Tannehill threw 13 for 25, while Deshaun Watson threw 27 for 33. This man was cooking up. 289 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, yeah, DeAndre Hopkins did everything he could. 3 catches for 48 yards with the passes he was given. And Amari Cooper with a superstar performance of 7 catches, 116 yards, and a touchdown. I'm not gonna lie, this might be like one of the most embarrassing things to have happen to you as a football team fan. I mean, geez Louise. The Dolphins beat the Broncos by 50 points, scoring the most points by an NFL team in a game since 1966. They gave up 10 touchdowns. I mean, Devon Aiken could hear the crowd at Hard Rock Stadium chanting 3 more points in Miami's final drive. The Dolphins had the ball inside the Denver Broncos 30 with less than a minute left, and they were 3 points shy of breaking the NFL's point record in a game, but obviously Mike McDaniel had more sportsmanship than that, Man, this is such an electric offense. I mean, they're so good. My boy Raheem Mostert, 4 touchdowns on the day. I am super pleased with him. I don't know how long he's going to be starting on my team, but while my starters are out, I mean, geez, dude. This was just a good game for the entire Dolphins team. Nobody played bad. I mean, wow. Russell Wilson came out 23 for 36, 306 and a touchdown, but he did throw a pick. It doesn't matter really how he plays in this game. His defense led up 70 points. Tua Tagovailoa had more touchdowns than incompletions, 23 for 26, 309 yards, 4 touchdowns. He is on his way to a pretty strong MVP bid here. Devin Akane had probably one of the best performances by a backup running back in recent memory. Probably damn near ever by any running back. I mean, 18 carries, 203, and 2 touchdowns. Man, Cortland Sutton had a pretty good game. 8 catches, 91 yards, and a touchdown. Tyreek Hill has been obviously a top 3 wide receiver in the league this year. I don't think there's an argument for that. He had 9 catches, 157 yards, and a touchdown. So, wow, the Dolphins might go to the Super Bowl this year. Now we move on to a division rivalry game, and that's going to be the Patriots and the Jets. Patriots beat the Jets by 5 to extend their winning streak to 15 straight over the Jets. I mean, they own them in this division rivalry. I don't even know how much of a rivalry it is anymore. Tom Brady terrorized them for years, and now Mac Jones has been beating them. It's just the Bill Belichick effect, though. Mac Jones and the New England Patriots were off to a frustrating start to the season, falling just short of victories in their first 2 games, but they figured it out. The Hail Mary on the final play, they almost got that, though. Matthew Judon with the safety, he should be damn near MVP of the game. Some PI calls almost cost the Patriots the game. Their kicker missed a kick by so much, too. Zach Wilson didn't even get sacked by anyone on a play. He just, fell to the ground. I'm not really sure what is up with Zach Wilson. Obviously, he's not a great quarterback. I mean, he threw 18 for 36, but other than that, nothing special. Mac Jones, 15 for 29, 201 yards and a touchdown. Zeke actually played really good. 16 carries for 80 yards. Really, really solid performance out of him. I'm happy for him. This Brown dude, I don't know who he is, but he had 2 catches, 71 yards, and a touchdown. Brown was showing out. I think he's a pretty new guy to the roster, so maybe they're going to try to hit him up in future weeks. So, yeah, shout out to the Patriots. Bills Commanders, not much of a game here, was it? Josh Allen throws for a touchdown, runs for another as the Bills beat the Commanders by 34 points. Josh Allen was still feeling fresh after I don't know what I was trying to say there. What the fuck? 5 turnovers for the Bills defense really gave them the win. The pick 6 by A.J. Epinesa. Just converting, just executing. Just a great game by the Bills overall. Wow. Howell with a really rough performance. I mean, he threw 19 for 29, but he had 4 interceptions in the game. Josh Allen, 20 for 32, 218 yards and a touchdown. He threw a pick, but it's his defense is playing so good that who gives a shit? James Cook had a pretty good game there. 15 carries, 98 yards. Brian Robinson Jr., who's honestly a pretty underrated running back in the league, he played good as well. 10 carries for 70. Curtis Samuel had a couple of receptions for 54, while Stephon Diggs had a pretty good, typical Stephon Diggs type performance with 8 catches for 111 yards, made up for over half of the pass yards in the game. So, shout out to the Bills. Really crushed them. Yeah. We got the Lions and the Texans game up next. Jared Goff throws and runs for touchdowns, helping the Lions bounce back with a 14-point win over the Falcons. Jared Goff faked a handoff, dropped back, and lofted a pass to a stunningly open Sam Laporta. And Jared Goff, he's giving him a lot of energy. He's playing pretty well. Aiden Hutchinson, I think of some great plays on defense. Yeah. Aiden Hutchinson's a great player. I mean, so impactful in the defense. Drake London had some pretty nice catches. Jesse Bates had a nice pick. Desmond Ridder, 21 for 38. Really not much off of that. Jared Goff, 22 for 33. He's continuing to be a really solid quarterback in the league. 243 yards, a touchdown. He did throw a pick, but I don't know. Let's see who else can we talk about. Amon-Ra St. Brown, great game, 9 catches, 102 yards. Not really much else to talk about this game, though. I don't think it was a necessarily splendid game, so let's move on. Man, the Texans are a team I could see being good in a couple years because, wow, what a great performance they had yesterday. Beck's rare touchdown return propels the Texans to a 20-point pretty much whooping of the Jaguars and gives Ryans his first win. Andrew Beck craned his neck after crossing the goal line, checking for penalty flags. Before celebrating, Andrew Beck, he's their fullback, got a return touchdown. I guess that's how poverty the Jaguars are. Yeah, CJ Stroud balled out. He's having a great rookie season so far. Just chucking it up. Andrew Beck, a muffed kick, still returns it. Tank Bigsby, huh? A lot of really nobodies on this Texans team, but they know how to make plays. They go out there and they play really well. CJ Stroud, 20 for 30, 280 yards, 2 touchdowns. Outplaying a guy that's been in the league longer is awesome. 27 for 40 for Trevor Lawrence, 279 yards, a touchdown. He threw a pick. I guess he didn't have a bad performance, but yeah, man. Tank Adele played fantastic. 5 catches, 145 yards, and a touchdown. I believe he is a rookie as well. They had a nice young core. They also have Nico Collins, obviously like Devin Singletary, Damian Pierce. They got some solid guys on that team that can make plays. So, yeah. Man, the Vikings just can't catch a break, can they? They're probably one of the best teams I've seen in a minute start 0-3. This is a pretty good team, but they start 0-3. They've had so many tough breaks, man. Justin Herbert and the Chargers keep the Vikings winless. They pull away with a 4-point victory, sealed by a late pick in the end zone. Classic Kirk Cousins, I suppose. The Minnesota Vikings again lacked the late-game touch that was so golden for them last season. They were able to win so many close games, which was why they were such a successful team. And I guess in this case, this season, they just fumble the bag every time they have an opportunity. Mike Williams got injured. You never like to see that. Joshua Palmer's went crazy with a couple of catches. Donald Parham had 2 touchdowns, the Madden GOAT. Justin Jefferson has his first touchdown of the year. Keenan Allen threw a touchdown pass. Keenan Allen just played amazing. We'll get to him in a second. But Justin Herbert, what a performance. This was a really good performance for both QBs. Jay Herbo, 40 for 47, 405 yards, 3 touchdowns. Kirk Cousins, 32 for 50, 367 yards, 3 touchdowns. The thing is he threw that pick late in the game. That's what lost in the game. Keenan Allen, dude. Oh my God. 18 catches, 215 yards. This was just an electric game on the offensive side of the ball, especially in the passing game. Jay Jettis, 7 catches, 149 yards, and a touchdown. Really good game. It's probably one of the more entertaining games of the week to watch here. There's so many interesting turns in the game. Yeah, man, great game. Next up, we got the Panthers and Seahawks game. Kenneth Walker III sparks the Seahawks in the second half as Seattle pulls away to beat Carolina by 10. They were struggling at first. I think they went into the half down by 1. On the weekend, the Seattle Seahawks honored their past. Their performance on the field looked like the height of their run a decade ago. They looked really good out there today. Obviously, they're playing the Panthers, not a great team, but still. Jake Bobo, I don't know who that is, but he played pretty well. Jaron Reed had a nice little dance. Kenneth Walker, amazing offensive player. My boy Miles Sanders played pretty solid for me. So a really bad PI penalty in this one, but for the Seahawks, but they were still able to fight through, win the game. Andy Dalton played over Bryce Young, and honestly, I think Bryce Young was hurt. Honestly, he played pretty well. 34 for 58, 361 yards, 2 touchdowns. Geno Smith, this is why he got comeback player of the year. The man threw 23 for 36, 296 yards, and a touchdown. He threw a pick. But, I mean, you can afford to make mistakes when you're playing a team like the Panthers. Kenneth Walker played amazing as well. 18 carries, 97 yards, 2 tutties. Adam Thielen was great. I mean, he didn't really get the shine on the Vikings. And now he comes to the Panthers, and he's honestly playing really well. 11 catches, 145 yards, and a touchdown. Great games for 2 receivers. DK Metcalf, 6 catches, 112 yards. Pretty good offensive game. I didn't expect this because most of the games that the Panthers are involved in, there's a lot of lack of offense. It's a very scrappy game, but there you have it. Next, we got Cowboys-Cardinals, a game from this week that definitely didn't go the way people expected it to go. Joshua Dobbs and James Conner lead the Cardinals to a 12-point win over the mistake-prone Cowboys. Nearly an hour after his first NFL win as a starter, Arizona Cardinals quarterback Joshua Dobbs walked through the locker room with the game ball still securely tucked in his left arm. Shout out to Joshua Dobbs. Big performance, big win for them. Dak's interception. I mean, it's the classic Dak Prescott clutch interception. Rondale Moore was great. He played amazing. Matt Prater sunk an absolute heater of a field goal. Hollywood Brown played pretty good. Rico Dowdle scored a touchdown, I guess. But yeah, Dak Prescott, 25 for 40, threw a touchdown, but he also threw a pick. And considering you're going against the 17 for 21 Joshua Dobbs, who threw for 189 yards and a touchdown, I mean, I'd say he got outplayed. I mean, this whole team just got outplayed. I mean, Tony Pollard with an amazing game, 23 carries for 122 yards. James Conner as well, 14 carries and 98 yards and a touchdown. Pretty decent offensive game. Michael Gallup at 6 catches for 92 yards. You don't really expect him to be the top receiver on the team, but there you go. I'm not really sure. Is this Michael Wilson, I guess. 2 catches for 86 yards. He balled out for the Cardinals, so shout out to them. They're 1-2. It's not bad, really, for what they were expected to be. Yeah. This is the last Sunday game before Sunday night. We had the Bears and the Chiefs. Did we expect this game to go any differently? Because I don't think we did. Patrick Mahomes throws 3 touchdown passes. Taylor Swift celebrates as the Chiefs beat the Bears by 31. Yeah, Taylor Swift, the biggest headline of the weekend. Travis Kelce was chatting with Patrick Mahomes in practice this week when he mentioned, almost as an afterthought, that he thought Taylor Swift would take him up on his invitation to watch the Chiefs play the Bears. I mean, yeah, Taylor Swift was going crazy. I mean, she was the big moment, I guess. Man, Bears got to be better though. I mean, yeah, you're gonna lose to the Chiefs probably, but you can't put up 10 and allow 41 like against damn near any team in the league. A lot of easy touchdowns, a lot of turnovers by the Bears. It just got easier and easier as the game went on for the Chiefs. Like, touchdowns just kind of fell in their lap. Justin Fields 11 for 22 with a touchdown, but he threw a pick. And you're going against Patrick Mahomes, who threw 24 for 33, 272 yards, 3 touchdowns. I don't know what to tell him, man. I just don't know. There's not really much to say. Isaiah Pacheco, is it Isaac? I don't know. He had a rushing touchdown. DJ Moore had 3 catches for 41 yards and a touchdown. Travis Kelce had a touchdown, with Taylor Swift in attendance. So, yeah, obviously a good game by the Chiefs, but the Bears just need to be better. The final game before tonight's Monday games, we're going to talk about that Sunday Night Football game between the Raiders and the Steelers. So, pretty interesting game. Kenny Pickett passes for 2 touchdowns as the Pittsburgh Steelers beat the Raiders by 5 points. Even picking up first downs was a challenge for Pittsburgh's offense in the first 2 games, so much so that fans loudly chanted for a change in the offensive coordinator. Yeah, Matt Canada has been getting heat all season. But Jimmy Garoppolo, man, 3 picks this game, dude. You're not going to win a game with 3 interceptions. Unless the other quarterback does it. Pat Freiermuth with a nice touchdown catch. Jimmy Garoppolo and Devontae Adams have a really solid connection this year. It's just Jimmy just cannot. He just can't finish games. Calvin Austin had a nice touchdown catch. Some pretty good throws by Jimmy G overall. He played pretty terrible. I mean, he did have 28 for 44. He threw 324. He had 2 touchdowns, but 3 interceptions against a pretty good Kenny Pickett performance. That's not going to win you the game. Kenny Pickett, 16 for 28, 235 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Holy shit. 2 touchdowns. It's probably one of his best performances in a minute, honestly. George Pickens, 4 catches, 75 yards. Good game for him. Devontae freaking Adams. He is one of the best in the league. I would say he's top 3. I mean, him, Tyreek, and Jay Jettis. That's my top 3. You can put someone else up there if you want to, but I think Devontae's top 3. He's just so damn good. He's overshadowed by how shitty of a team he's on. The dude had 13 catches, 172 yards, and 2 touchdowns. The dude went off. I mean, Keenan Allen's definitely in like the top 5 too. But yeah. All right, I'll see you guys for the Monday night games. All right, what's going on, guys? GCTV. We're back late night. We have a couple more games to talk about. The doubleheader on Monday. I actually really like doubleheaders. I know it's been controversial. People that are fans of the NFL have been talking about it. I'm a little quiet because obviously people are sleeping. But yeah, I mean, we got the Eagles and the Bucks here. Jalen Hurts throws for a touchdown, runs for another. The Eagles beat the Buccaneers pretty considerably by 14 points to remain unbeaten. We kind of expected the Eagles to be dominant, but I guess the record doesn't say everything. I mean, they've had some concerning games. Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles are unbeaten, but not perfect or even as good as they feel they can be. You know, DeAndre Swift has been incredible. I mean, he might be their next LaShawn McCoy. Eagles got a safety. Mayfield and Evans had some nice stuff. Yeah, Mike Evans is great. I mean, Mike Evans is damn near all they have on offense for Baker. I mean, yeah, Chris Godwin's good, but Mike Evans is the guy that's really going out there making plays. Yeah, obviously some pretty turnover-prone quarterbacks. Jalen Hurts, 23 for 37, 277 and a touchdown. He threw 2 picks, but I mean, Baker Mayfield had a pretty lackluster performance, 15 for 25 with a touchdown, threw a pick. So, yeah, DeAndre Swift is fucking incredible. If you haven't picked him up in fantasy, I don't know what the hell you're doing. I was thinking about it, but I was kind of hesitant because I had other running backs. I mean, I'm happy. I have Raheem Mostert and Miles Sanders right now going for me, so I'm happy. But 16 for 130 is amazing. A.J. Brown had a great game as well. 9 catches, 131 yards. Mike Evans had 5 catches, 60 yards, and a touchdown. So, yeah, let's move on to the last game. Last but, I mean, kind of least, honestly, we have the Rams and the Bengals. This was a pretty poverty game. Joe Burrow shakes off the calf injury, throws for a season-high 259 yards as the Bengals beat the Rams by just a field goal. After missing most of training camp with a calf injury, Joe Burrow is still working his way back into form. I mean, you can kind of use that excuse for why he hasn't been playing that well recently, but I don't know. I feel like it's going to get to a point where you got to stop blaming him for that. Or blaming the injury for that. It was simply, I mean, the first couple games, it really was his performance. Yeah, Bengals defense was playing great, though. Tutu Atwell had a nice little catch. Yeah, just a good performance by the Bengals defense. Couple picks were thrown this game as well. These were some pretty sloppy Sunday night games, I can't lie. I mean, Matthew Stafford, 18 for 33, 269 yards and a touchdown, but he threw 2 picks. I mean, Matthew Stafford, he's a very risky quarterback. He throws a lot of crazy passes, but, man, it's kind of crazy to watch. Joe Burrow, 26 for 49. He threw a pick, but, I mean, his defense played absolutely insane. You get Joe Mixon getting into the end zone once. Puka Nacua having an absolute breakout season as a rookie. He's playing great. I mean, man, he has been super impressive. Kind of been going under the radar as a rookie here. 5 catches, 72 yards, while the boy Jamar Chase had a fantastic game. 12 catches, 141 yards. So, yeah, that's going to do it. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Obviously, GCTV is always covering football. Every single week of the season, we're going to be doing the playoffs as well. Do not miss it. Every single week there's football on, we're going to be covering it. And pretty soon as well, the NBA season is going to be starting up. We're going to be doing nightly recaps of those games too. So it's going to be exciting. Sports are coming back. It's finally in the atmosphere. Fall is here. The vibes are up. So stay tuned, everyone.